So today we are going to talk about India-Pakistan relations. Friends, if you are going for SSB, for Army, Navy or Air Force, any scheme, then this is very hot topic because this is the favorite topic of Indian Army or Indian military, and obviously this topic can be provided in your group discussion, in your lecturate, and it can be asked in the interview session. So friends, keep watching the video, watch the video till the end, and this video not only helpful for your interview, but this video will also help you to increase your knowledge, and it will help you for written examination of NDA, CDS, and as well as UPSC civil services exam. So friends, in this video we will cover all the incidents between 1947 to 2020. We will cover firstly the backgrounds of the relations, the background of India and Pakistan. We will cover the wars and conflict between the two nations. We will also cover some agreements or the confidence building measures such as peace agreements. Then we will talk about the major terrorist attacks done by Pakistani terrorists or Pakistani military in India. We will also talk about the border disputes such as the Pakistan occupied Kashmir, Azad Kashmir, Sar Creek, and so many. We will also talk about the current progress that is being done between the two nations, and we will talk about the way forward at the end. So friends, let's begin. So recently we all know that Pakistan released a new map on the eve of 1 year of completion of abrogation of Article 370. Friends, we all know that on 5th of August 2019, India revoked or abrogated the Article 370, and on the first anniversary of abrogation of Article 370, Pakistan released a new political map of its own. Friends, it includes all the Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. It also includes the Sar Creek and the Junagadh. Friends, Junagadh, it has never been the region or the place of dispute between India and Pakistan, but this is the first time after independence after 1948 that Pakistan has raised this issue of Junagadh on global forum. And the Kashmir and Ladakh, they are in the dispute since starting. And we saw the Nepal to publish its new map claiming territory of Kalapani and Limpiadura Lipu Lake. If you want, then I can make a dedicated video on India-Nepal relation or as well as the India-Nepal border dispute. And moving forward to the background of India and Pakistan relations, then after the dissolution of British Raj in 1947, two new sovereign nations were formed. Friends, we all know that India became independent from British Raj in 1947, and the two nations were created as a result of two nation theory, India and Pakistan. India emerged as a secular nation while Pakistan became an Islamic republic. We all know that India and Pakistan were divided on the basis of religion. The extremist Muslim led by Muhammad Ali Jinnah, they demanded for Islamic country, and that is Pakistan. And Jammu and Kashmir could not make a timely decision on joining which union they want to, which is the root cause of present condition in Jammu and Kashmir. Friends, we all know that during the time of independence, the Maharaja Hari Singh was the ruler of Jammu and Kashmir, and Jammu and Kashmir was one of the state including Junagadh and Hyderabad and Travancore, which were not deciding whether they want to join with India or they want to join with Pakistan. But lately the Hyderabad and Junagadh wanted to join with Pakistan, but due to military actions, India conquered those areas. But the Kashmir case was quite different. The Maharaja Hari Singh wanted to make Kashmir an independent nation and as a buffer stock between the India and Pakistan. But it was their bad luck that Pakistan invaded Jammu and Kashmir in 1948, and the Kashmir Raja Maharaja Hari Singh asked India for help, and then India make him sign the instrument of accession, and then India sent its military to the Pakistan border. And during this partition of India and Pakistan, about 12.5 million people were displaced and 1 million people lost their life. Friends, it was a huge disaster and the black spot on Indian history. In India's modern history, about more than 10 lakh people were killed and about more than 1.25 crore people had to be displaced had to be become a prey of migration, and to this course a lot of people were killed. Talking about some wars and conflict between India and Pakistan, then in the year 1948, the Pakistan attacked Kashmir. I already told this. Pakistan invaded Kashmir. Consequently, Maharaja Hari Singh joined India. India and Kashmir they signed the instrument of accession, and after this incident, the India sent its military and keep the boundaries safe. But in this course, India lost about 50% of territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the area of Azad Kashmir and Gilgit and Baltistan. And meanwhile, the Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru went to the United Nations, and this become the matter of global matter of international law, and there are several resolutions passed by United Nations on the Kashmir issue. Friends, we will discuss this in some other time, in some other topic, because in this India Pakistan relation, this is a very long topic and we have to cover so many things. And the second war between India and Pakistan happened in the year 1965. It happened after the Indochina War of 1962. Friends, Pakistan thought that India is very weak, and after the loss from China, India was really very weak. So Pakistan thought they will win the war and they will conquer the territory of Jammu and Kashmir, but it backfired them. The India won very well, and under the leadership of under the prime ministership of Lal Bahadur Shastri. And the third war between India and Pakistan happened in the year 1971, and that is also called as the Bangladesh Liberation War, in which India liberated Bangladesh with the help of USSR. Friends, USSR had a great role in helping India and as well as liberation of Bangladesh. Friends, never stopped here, but in the year 1984, India launched the Operation Meghdut and captured more than 80% of Siachen. Friends, the Siachen, it was occupied by Pakistani militants, but in the year 1984, with the Operation Meghdut, India managed to conquer the parts of Siachen Glacier. Friends, there is very strategic importance of Siachen because it is the highest battlefield in the world, and it is situated on the tri-junctions of Pakistan, China and India. So it is an advantage, and it gives an strategic advantage to Indian military. In the year 1999, the Kargil war, we all know, the Pakistan Rangers occupied some of the posts during winter season. When in the winter season the Kargil is full of snow, then the Pakistani militants, they were backed by the Pakistani army or Pakistani security agency ISI. So they occupied some posts, but India won this war as well. And friends, after all this war, there had been some agreements done between the two nations. After the first war of 1948, the Karachi ceasefire agreement was done on the basis of United Nations. But this all the agreements have been failed because Pakistan never stopped the firing on the borders. And in the 1965, after Indo-Pak War, the Tashkent Agreement was signed. We all know that Lal Bahadur Shastri went to the city of Tashkent and he lost his life. Friends, this agreement was initiated by USSR, but this agreement ended with a very setback for India, as we lost one of the best Prime Minister, Lal Bahadur Shastri, in the course. And after the 1971 war of Bangladesh Liberation War, when Indian army had reached up to territory of Pakistan, up to Islamabad, but the Indira Gandhi, the Prime Minister of India, they signed the Simla Accord, under which India will provide the Pakistani territory to them, and India will pull back its military from the Pakistani territory, and also the exchange of prisoners of war, because India had about more than 93,000 Pakistani soldiers in their own captivity. So under this Simla Accord, India gave all the prisoners of war of Pakistan. In the year 1999, after the Kargil war, the Lahore Declaration was signed. Friends, after the war of 1999, our Indian Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he visited Pakistan and signed the Lahore Declaration. It was a peace treaty under which the various confidence building measures were taken. Both the countries started new bus services and started to promote soft diplomacy and people to people contact in order to improve the relationship between the two nations. But again, India, it was a betrayal of the India that we faced the terrorist attack in the year 2001 by Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba on Indian Parliament. And friends, the one of the most talkable treaty, and that is the Indus Water Treaty. It was signed in the year 1960, under which the about 50% of the water, or the the water of the three rivers passing from the state of Jammu and Kashmir, the Pakistan will have all the rights over the waters of three rivers. And friends, never stop here. After having so many of wars, Pakistan realized that it is very hard to face India in battlefield, because after losing 4 wars, Pakistan had thought that it is very hard to defeat India and conquer the Kashmir. So the Pakistan started to cut out policy. They will give India thousands of cuts by several terrorist attacks. Friends, the first attack in the year 2001, the parliament attack, the perpetrators belong to Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed. Friends, we all know that the Hafiz Saeed and Masood Azhar, they are the most wanted terrorists in India, but they are given the safe place in the Pakistan. Secondly, in the year 2008, it was the largest attack in India by Pakistani terrorists. The Mumbai terror attack done by the Pakistan-based extremist Islamist terrorist organization Lashkar-e-Taiba. A chief of Lashkar-e-Taiba is Hafiz Saeed. In the year 2014, Prime Minister of India invited Nawaz Sharif in his oath-taking ceremony. Friends, we all know that Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he came into power in the year 2014, and during his oath-taking ceremony, he invited Nawaz Sharif, and they had a meeting with Nawaz Sharif and with all the SAARC nations in the year 2014 in Kathmandu, Nepal. So this was the last meeting between the heads of the India and Pakistan. And after that, no meeting of Indian and Pakistani Prime Minister took place till the date, till 2020. And friends, never stop here, but in the 2015, Pakistani-based terrorists attacked the Gurudaspur, and in the year 2016, the Uri attack and Pathankot air base attack was done by Pakistani terrorists. And friends, after this attack, India also launched a surgical strike on the terrorist launch pads of Pakistan occupied Kashmir. And in the year the Pulwama attack, it was the deadly attack in which a car bomber hit the troop of CRPF, in which 14 Indian soldiers were martyred. And after that, India again conducted an air strike, the Balakot air strike, in the territory of Pakistan. So Pakistan cannot face India in the war. That's why they adopted a policy of giving 1,000 cuts and blade India. And how the Pakistan is doing this? By cross-border terrorism. Friends, I have given a lecturate on the cross-border terrorism, in which I have mentioned that this is the highest form of strategy to bleed a nation by small efforts. So Pakistan is doing same thing. They want to bleed India on 1,000 cuts. And friends, looking to the some famous, or rather we say infamous, terrorist organization based in Pakistan. So first and the foremost is the Lashkar-e-Taiba. It was founded by Hafiz Saeed, and it has done several attacks in India, such as the Parliament attack in the year 2001, the Mumbai terrorist attack in the year 2008. The second one is Jaish-e-Mohammed. It was founded by Masood Azhar, and he is very infamous terrorist, and he attacked on the Kashmir Legislative Assembly and as well as in the Indian Parliament in 2001. Friends, the Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed combinedly attacked the parliament in the year 2001, and as well as the Pathankot and Uri attack was done by Jaish-e-Mohammed. And the Hizbul Mujahideen, it is a separatist group active in Jammu and Kashmir. It is also influenced by Pakistan and the Al-Badr, Al-Qaeda, and there are so many terrorist organizations, and all of them, they are designated as a terrorist organization by United Nations. So Al-Badr, Al-Qaeda, they are the Islamic militant groups formed by ISI ISI is the Pakistani intelligence agency, such as India's intelligence agency is RAW. So all are Pak-based terrorist organization. Friends, moving forward to the border disputes between India and Pakistan, then the Gilgit-Baltistan is the first one. And why this Gilgit-Baltistan is famous? Because it has a large area. It is situated in the northern Kashmir region. And friends, the China's initiative under the Belt and Road Initiative, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor passes through this Gilgit-Baltistan area only. And friends, if you want, then you can write me in the comment box. I will make a video on China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. And the second one is Pakistan occupied Kashmir, or it is also called as the Azad Kashmir. It is a region administered by Pakistan as a self-governing jurisdiction. Friends, Pakistan said that this is Azad Kashmir, but not. It is not true. This area is ill-treated by Pakistan, and Pakistan government has full control over the area. Sir Creek dispute. I think most of you do not know about Sir Creek dispute. It is located between Kutch, Gujarat and the Sindh province of Pakistan. So friends, this is the Sir Creek dispute between India and Pakistan. It is situated between Gujarat state and the Sindh state of Pakistan. And the line of control, we all know that this is more than 700-kilometer line. It is a de facto border between India and Pakistan. Saksam or Trans-Karakoram Valley. This portion was given to China. It was handed over to China by Pakistan as a gift. It is the area of more than 2700 square mile. Friends, talking about some current progress that are being done between India and Pakistan. Then in the year 2019, after May of Pulwama attack, India withdrew the most favored nation tag given to Pakistan in 1996 for trade. Friends, India had given the most favored nation to Pakistan for trade, and under which Pakistan was able to export their goods at an minimum trade tariff. So this was an advantage for Pakistan, but Pakistan, after the terrorist attack of Pulwama, they lost this advantage. And the second one is Kartarpur corridor. Friends, we all know that this is in the news since 2019, and this was opened up in the month of November 2019. And the Kartarpur is a location in the Pakistan, and it is the place where the Sikh founder of Sikhism, Guru Nanak Dev, took his last breath. So the founder of Sikhism, Guru Nanak Dev, last resting place is the Kartarpur corridor. There is a famous Gurudwara that is called the Gurudwara Darbar Sahib. It is the same place where Guru Nanak Dev had taken his last breath. And currently no talks or trades between India and Pakistan going on. Friends, we all know that there is a free trade agreement between India and Pakistan. I have made a video on this, the SAFTA, South Asia Free Trade Agreement, under which there is a free trade agreement between all the SAARC nations, but this is not functioning well because of the issues between India and Pakistan. So currently no talks, no trade on bilateral basis, only except a few very important and sensitive things such as the healthcare facility. India also provided the hydroxychloroquine medicines to Pakistan. So we can see that how India is proactive in maintaining good relations with Pakistan, but Pakistan is a country which want to bleed India by 1,000 cuts. And the SAARC virtual meeting in 2020 took place, in which our Prime Minister led the initiative, and he provided the 10 million US dollar funding the emergency fund to fight COVID-19 pandemic by all the SAARC nations, and Pakistan is one of them. So this is all about the relationship between India and Pakistan between 1947 to 2020. Now coming to the conclusion or way forward, I would like to say that the strong political reform is needed in Pakistan. Friends, we all know that Pakistan is not a full democracy. In the Pakistan, we have seen several coups, means the Pakistani army, they take over the government of Pakistan and they start ruling the state the country of Pakistan. This has happened several times. Friends, in Pakistan, there is no prime minister who have completed their term of 5 years. There are only a few prime minister who have completed their term of 5 years. Otherwise, there is always the intervention of military. Either they put the political leader into the jail or they give them capital punishment, such as the Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. He was the prime minister of Pakistan, but the military of Pakistan did not like him, so he was hanged to death. And even we can see the Nawaz Sharif, who was proactive in maintaining relationship with India, but Pakistani military or Pakistani army did not like it. So that's why today Nawaz Sharif is in the jail. So we know that in the Pakistan, the military has more power than the government. So Pakistan require a strong political reform, and then only the relationship between India and Pakistan can be improved. The steps that can be taken, that can be undertaken to improve bilateral trades. So India and Pakistan, both the countries, they must do something to increase the bilateral trade. We must work on signing free trade agreement, because friends, India and Pakistan are neighbors and we have only 2 billion US dollar trade. But if you see India and China trade, then it is more than 83 billion US dollar. So friends, we should try to increase the trade between India and Pakistan, because we have same culture, we have same language, and there is huge potential of trade economic growth in the South Asia region. But due to the Pakistan and India, this region of South Asia is not developing very well. And the third one, the cooperation to address the issue of terrorism and cross-border terrorism. Friends, this is the main issue, the issue of terrorism. The land of Pakistan is utilized by terrorists to operate and to send the terrorists in India. So this is very bad, and I think the Pakistan need to address the concerns of India, and Pakistan and India should come together to counter the terrorist militants in the area of Pakistan occupied Kashmir. The South Asia is having the potential to ensure fast paced economic growth and development. So we must do something like SAFTA. The SAFTA must be functioning, and the increase people to people contact by soft diplomacy, because friends, we cannot keep fighting throughout. After all, we are the neighbors, and the peaceful neighbors are the only sign of development. If India and Pakistan, they can coexist peacefully, then we have so many areas for engagement. We can do trade, we can help each other. India can help Pakistan in various ways. So this is all in this video. Thank you. I hope you like the video. If you like the lecture, then please hit the like button, share my video with your friends, and subscribe the YouTube channel. And never forget to press the bell icon. So thank you. Good night. Jai Hind.